Good morning. I'm going to show you instructions on how to do the lesson 1.2, day 4, making data tables. So as I go through the slides here, one more question, why are data tables used? So we're going to answer that question here. Well, you could think of it in terms of math or reading. All right, done with that slide. Go on to slide 3. Your objective, students to be able to arrange data in their tables and answer questions about the data. So down here, you're going to fill in the missing blanks. In some of the slides, there's textbook screenshots. This one here, I'm going to read the important information that's underlined. It says data are facts, figures, and other evidence gathered through qualitative and quantitative observations. To organize your data, you may want to make a data table. A data table provides you with an organized way to collect and record your observations. Describe what your table will look like, or decide what your table will look like, and then start to collect your data. All right, so here are some notes we're going to fill in here. Record data which comes from observations or measurements. Use data tables to help organize any data that you collect during an experiment. Include graphs and charts. Include a written explanation and or answer questions. Okay, so your notes there. Next is slides 6 and 7. So you're looking at this data table, and you're going to try to figure out what is the relationship between, or this is the problem or the question, the first part of the scientific method. What is the relationship between pH and plant growth? So look at this data table. You've got these 7 different plants. Everything's exactly the same in these plants. The same amount of water, same size of plants, same amount of soil, everything, same amount of sunlight. The only thing that's different is the pH of the soil. Remember, pH is like how acidic or basic something is. So we've got pHs ranging from 6 to 7.2. Then the plant growth, you can see 25, 33, 50, 53, 53, 30, and 22. So look at it, it gets a little higher in the middle here. All right, so we are going to fill in the blanks here, pH and plant growth. Next, you're going to answer these questions based off of the data table. And I'm going to click on here to open up in a bigger window so I can see the whole thing really easily. So what is the best pH for plant growth? So you look at the table on the slide here, and you'll see that the highest part is in the middle here. So it's going to be these two values. So 6.6 and 6.8. What is the worst pH for plant growth? All right, so you come and see what's the shortest with 22. 7.2 is the pH growth is only 22.9 centimeters. All right, what is the range of growth? Remember, range is the highest minus the lowest. So you take your highest and you subtract it to the lowest. So 53.3 minus 22.9, and that will be your range. What is the dependent variable in this experiment? Look. So dependent variable is what you're measuring. Remember, the independent variable is what the scientist is changing, so they purposefully change the pH for these plants. And then the dependent variable is the amount of inches grown or centimeters grown. So this is the dependent variable. All right, question 5. If the pH is 7 is neutral, means not acidic or basic, what surprises you about this data? So 7 is neutral. It has the least amount of growth. Maybe you would think, here it is, yeah. Here's and the second least amount of growth, or third least, because this is lower, 25 and 22, but all the other ones are higher. So it seems like if it was neutral, it would have the best growth. So it looks like lower pH is better. All right, and we're moving on to the next slides. All right, so you're going to use slide 9 through 10 to create your own data table about school lunch food waste. Slides 11 through 14 will have the data you should insert into your table. You watch this video to help you figure out how to insert data tables. So down here, there's a link to it here as well. Let's go back up here. This is where you're going to insert a table, so watch the video. They're going to answer questions about the data table you put in. You're going to do the wrap up or reflection questions, and then I'm not sure if you can really do this at home, but maybe instead of boys or girls in the class. You can think of boys and girls at your house, males and females at your house. All right, please email if you have any questions. Thank you. Bye.